What's going on, guys? It's PJ from the Switch Top, and welcome back to another episode of Nintendo Tonight. Today, I am joined, as always, with Thomas and Mac. And guys, Nintendo Direct, wow.
Oh my god, it happened.
Bro,
It
what
happened.
was that?
Sorry
that
to
was
cut you off there.
crazy.
Holy crap.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It happened. We are
Crazy
all in
stuff.
shock.
So many announcements.
That was like better than most E3s. That was
Yeah.
phenomenal.
Yep.
I don't know what to say. Audio listeners, you guys are listening to this. Just a couple of quick housekeeping things. We will be recording another Nintendo tonight very soon. This is kind of a special one, just getting inserted because we need to talk about this direct. Because of that, a couple of the things, like we're going to be analyzing 3 of the trailers. It might be better to watch the segments, so you can do both if, just whatever suits your needs, just letting you guys know. Also, we are toying with the idea of bringing back uploading the visual podcast. It won't happen for this one, but just know that that's in the works. We hear your feedback and all that. And with that out of the way, let's just review this direct overall. So, guys, that direct was better than most E3s. I'm going to be honest. It was phenomenal.
I don't think I've seen a direct that good maybe since E3 2017,
100%.
but maybe this even tops it. I don't even know what to say. This was crazy.
Yeah.
This was
It'd be
crazy.
insane. Yep.
It do. Obviously, there's a bit of recency bias here, but I think we can all agree it was phenomenal. Let's now take a look back at what happened during that direct. We're going to go through, kind of thumb through, talk about each trailer pretty briefly. We're not going to be analyzing anything, just giving our thoughts, more of a direct review, so to speak.
Yeah, 100%.
Awesome. All right, so PJ, are you muted? I cannot hear you right now.
Yep. Okay, so what's the move? Do we want to just skip through this, or?
Yeah, so just thumb through until you get to each new trailer. So just kind of pause on each trailer and just let it play. All right, so I'll just talk about it. So we are not going to talk about the games we personally didn't care about, and just gonna keep it 1,000% with you guys. That is most of the JRPGs, RPGs, anything Fire Emblem, Xenoblade. We're glad you guys got another Fire Emblem Warriors game, but this time it's based on 3 houses.
Yep.
We personally don't care. However, PJ, if you do hit that fast forward button, I believe we have a game you're looking forward to coming on up in a little bit. We got some Super Mario Strikers.
Yep. Yes, sir. Strikers, absolutely insane. I was so happy to finally see this game because I've been waiting so long for another Strikers game ever since Strikers Charged. I kind of thought they would go this direction after pretty much they've covered every single area in Mario Sports. Another Strikers, forgetting the name, but we'll see in a second. Battle League, there you go. Super into it. What'd you guys think of it?
I am super excited for this game. The past Mario sports games have been so dull and boring, and it feels like it finally has life in it for once.
Yep, I'm with you.
It just looks so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree 100%. 2 things that stick out to me instantly are Battle League, obviously implies it in the title, and they've touched on it in the trailer. This game will have a huge online presence with different teams, or they didn't call them clans, but Mac and I were joking about clans
clubs.
from
They're
clubs. Yeah, we were joking
clubs
because we play a lot of Clash of Clans, Clash Royale, whatnot. But this game has a lot of online components, and that is going to be super cool. Also, I didn't expect this to be so soon after Mario Golf. Mario Golf literally came out last year, and in less than a year, we get another Mario sports game, which leads me to believe it's not developed by Camelot, who did Mario Tennis Aces and Mario Golf Super Rush. Mm-hmm. This is probably developed in-house by Nintendo. I didn't see another studio towards the end, which is really exciting because personally was not a huge fan of Aces or Super Rush, so this looks to be, it just has so much personality, man.
Yeah, I mean, you have a bunch of elements here, at least for me, being a huge fan of the Strikers series, at least, you see kind of the online capability getting into this now, which is so amazing. Online matches, clans, all that good stuff, but you can see the gameplay elements from Strikers 1 be a lot more prominent in this one than the Strikers Charged. They've kind of removed that gimmick where you would pass the ball around, and the more that you shoot the ball, the stronger that it gets. So it seems that they are kind of going back to the original Strikers in that aspect, except a couple other things. You basically have a renamed Super Strike called Hyper Strike, so that's kind of interesting as well. But overall, I'm really happy with this game. Exactly what I wanted. Going back to the faithful Strikers 1, but, some new gameplay elements that make it really exciting, more modern with all of the online capabilities, some nods to, to the Striker's Charge art style, which I really like, that kind of gritty style that you can see in the Hyperstrike little cutscenes. I'm really into this game. I can't wait for it. June 10th cannot come soon enough.
Could not agree
All
more.
right. Yeah, let's move on now to whatever game was next.
Splatoon
Oh,
3.
Splatoon.
Totally
All right.
forgot about Splatoon. Like,
Yeah.
So let's just back up here. So a little bit of context, guys. So when we did a little reaction, not official or anything, but we were in Discord with the boys and all that, and we were just reacting to this. And when we saw this, we were like, "Oh my god, Battle Royale!" Because you can
see the helicopter flying.
and you're like, "Oh my god,
Bro.
where are we?" Because I
Debated.
remember even Thomas said he's like, "Where are we dropping, boys?" It was like total troll.
And then
But,
you see
yeah.
Salmon Run, you're like, oh, okay. So
yep.
after that, everything was a little underwhelming. But,
Yep. No kidding.
I had kind of, I don't know how to feel about this trailer because it just feels like Splatoon 2.5. And I know, Thomas, you talked about that when we were watching it. And like the Splatoon 2 trailer, the first one that came out, a lot of people said Splatoon 1.5. So I wonder if that's going to be like a common theme that happens with a bunch of these Splatoon sequels.
Yeah. It's hard to innovate on a shooter in this way. I mean, you see it with Battlefield, Call of Duty, like all those games. The only real innovation they do is changing the time period, and Splatoon doesn't really have that luxury because it's like fictional. It's not at all based in the real world.
Yep.
However, I mean, Splatoon 2 did introduce Salmon Run, and it had a lot of changes to the multiplayer. Although not as many as some people wanted. Hence, a lot of people did give it the nickname Splatoon 1.5. I'm going to be honest, here I don't really see that. Like, we're yet to get that new mode, that new anything, really. We got the return of Salmon Run, which is awesome, the return of a single-player campaign, which is awesome. We got some new weapons, new special weapons, but that's all stuff that you would expect in a sequel, returning modes and new weapons, new maps and whatnot. I'm still looking for that Battle Royale mode, or that couch co-op mode, or something like that new ranked mode, maybe like, I don't know, they add like I mentioned this before, like a gun game type mode where like everyone starts with like a really weak splatter shot and then you gotta, get a kill with a roller, get a kill with a sniper. I'm just looking for any sort of new mode that isn't a, complete, like something taken from Splatoon 2.
Yeah.
That's what'll get me most hyped about this game, but regardless, it looks great already. Like Splatoon 3, it looks really good. I'm just looking for that thing that kind of pushes it to the next level.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
I would love to see. Yeah,
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I would love to see new ranked modes come, new anything multiplayer based, because we got a lot of like the single player already figured out. We got Salmon Run figured out. Now they need to focus on the multiplayer, which is the main what makes Splatoon, in my opinion.
100%
So gotta wait for that trailer. Hopefully that comes pretty soon, but still looking forward to Splatoon 3. Love Splatoon.
100%. Yeah, I mean, I even remember Thomas saying in the trailer, like, I'm waiting for that one last gimmick. Like, it felt like there was one more shock announcement away, but I feel like we'll still get that Battle Royale mode. But, just gotta wait, of course. Maybe we see it at E3. I mean, I feel like E3 is going to be a lot of Breath of the Wild 2 kind of focused stuff, but maybe we kind of get that Battle Royale first look. Who knows? But
Yeah.
exciting stuff for sure. Let's see what
right.
else we got in here.
Moving on. Oh, quickly, let's touch on this Disney Racer thing. Ooh, this actually looks kind of cool. I'm just going to keep it a buck. This looks kind of cool. Now, granted, they did RKO my excitement for this by announcing a bunch of new Mario Kart tracks, so I really do not feel the need to get this now. I think it actually comes out in March, which is exactly when the new Mario Kart tracks come out, so, not planning on getting this anymore, but it does look kind of cool.
In the moment,
it was pretty cool.
Yeah, we're going to cop. Yeah.
And then they RKO'd everything. But we'll get to the Mario Kart when we get to it. There's a lot more announcements we have to kind of skim through in between. Just something I did think was interesting,
Chrono
this
Cross is
Kirby
pretty
trailer.
cool. Yep.
Oh yeah, Chrono Cross is pretty cool. And adding in, I forget the Satellaview game, what that's called, or the one that was never localized. But jumping into Kirby, man,
God.
this game looks better and better and better every time. I would, you tell me 6 months ago that they're making a new Kirby and I could honestly see it being a Game of the Year contender, I would have laughed in your face. But PJ mentioned this could possibly have been, Nintendo Game of the Year if Breath of the Wild 2 wasn't slated to come out this year. Yep. And I didn't immediately laugh at him, which is a very good sign for Kirby.
Tell the full story. You have to. You're like, eh.
I was like, well, because I think about it, I go, Kirby, like, Game of the Year, but then I'm looking at the game right now, it looks like, honestly, this, like, in my opinion, this is probably going to be more fun. Like, this looks like the Mario Odyssey sequel that we're just not going to get
Yeah,
like as of
literally,
right now.
yeah.
Like it's
Yeah,
got
with all
a
these
ton
different
of new
Kirby
captures.
transformations. Yeah, it's like basically
Yeah, I mean-
that Cappy capture mechanic. Yeah, literally. Yep.
Yeah, and it's got a hub world that, upgrades with you. It's got different, like, entire different styles of game mode, like we're looking at right now with the arch mouth and then the water balloon mouth. Like, what this is just, it's so wacky, so weird, but it seems to be the perfect transition for Kirby in the 3D. Like,
here's
look at this
Waddle
Waddle
Dee
Dee
Town.
Town. It looks so
Yeah.
sick. Like,
It's
Yeah,
so
I love the
creative,
look.
and it's definitely the direction Kirby needed to go, because Kirby was
100%.
Kirby was going to die soon, basically. Like nobody, I don't think anybody was playing them except like 5-year-olds. But yeah,
Jesus.
Sorry Kirby, but like literally those games were just they weren't fun, and this game looks so fun,
Yeah.
so creative, so much life. And I feel like that's such a huge part when it comes to Nintendo games. Like they need
100%.
they need that it factor, and I think Kirby and the Forgotten Land has that.
Yeah, underrated, like, most favorite part about this trailer is the fact that we got evolution types revealed for Kirby's different copy abilities. It's, like, so amazing. I can't believe that this wasn't really thought of before. Like, I mean, I said in the reaction that possible Game of the Year contender, but guys, it looks amazing. Kirby is here to stay. He's not going to be, bundled in with F-Zero and everything like this. But Forgotten Land comes out March 25th. I'm really happy about this. Cannot wait. I'm with Thomas totally that, of course, the more that we see, it just gets better and better and better and better somehow. So it is insane. So
Definitely an
obviously,
Instacop for me.
oh my god,
Yeah.
yeah. I pre-ordered even before this trailer. Kingdom Hearts
Yeah.
COD versions, that was kind of rough. We got Klonoa
Portal was pretty cool.
ports.
Portal is
yes.
very cool.
Yes, Portal. I actually really like this. This is really sick. I remember playing the original release back on Xbox 360 and obviously getting it on Steam later on, and really fun. Glad it came to Switch. Hopefully there's online multiplayer. Not sure if that was specified. If not, I hope it is eventually, but who knows. This was really cool for sure. Did not see this coming whatsoever. So as we go through the JRPG, this has to be hands down one of the most incredible, unseen, unprecedented, like I don't even know, Nintendo
Wild.
Switch Sports, guys.
wild.
What?
I lost my
In 2022.
like
Jesus.
holy crap. Switch Sports, like I don't
lost
even
for
know I don't know what to say. Like this is
It's so
probably
cool.
it is one of the coolest things they've I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
It's so
I mean,
cool. It's so cool.
We were all speechless.
don't-
Max clearly
I know.
still is speechless. No, I'm kidding. But it was such a cool announcement. Unfortunately, it's being played in some place called Spocko Square, which is not Woohoo Island, but that's the nostalgia in me talking. We also were we were just so pissed that it seemed like they weren't adding in Miis, but in the gameplay demo that you see, there are Miis. So I guess there's kind of these original avatars, which I personally do not like the design of, and then you can also play as Miis, which I love the design of.
Yeah.
But obviously that's just me being biased. Like I'm sure the kids growing up with the Switch who don't really know of the Miis as much will love these avatars. It's just great. Like everything about this looked really, really cool. And I'm going to be honest, this is something that kind of is, it's not mentioned in the trailer or anything, but the fact that this is coming out like 5 years into the Switch's lifespan proves to me that they were not lying when they said this thing is only halfway through its lifespan, because this is a
because I
game
thought
you
this was
want to
gonna
come out right at the
literally.
start. This is a game
Yeah.
you want at launch. And so the fact that, they're putting it out halfway through instead of them going, oh, why don't we save this new, thing for the Switch 2 or whatever, or, whatever next game is. It proves to me that not only is the Switch going to last for a while, but I would be shocked if the next console didn't have backwards compatibility or of some sort, because this is just, it's such a, game, it's such a casual game that you want to have, you want
In the
as many
collection,
people
of
to play as
course,
possible.
yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of
literally.
course.
I mean, this is probably one of the best announcements that Nintendo has had in recent history. I mean, just like talk about turning back time. Wow. Obviously one
gonna
of
make
the
me cry,
Wii's,
man.
one of the Wii's biggest titles, and now you're finally doing a Switch
The
rendition.
Wii's biggest title.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like
quite
yes.
literally.
Yeah,
The-
literally.
like,
Nintendo's
literally.
biggest title.
Nintendo's
I mean,
biggest title of all time, and
Incredible.
Like, they're bringing it to their biggest console now. Didn't the Switch pass the Wii recently?
Yes. Yes,
it's
they
still
did.
yet to beat the DS, but it's the biggest home console. If you want,
That was actually going to be
call it
one
that.
of the episode topics before the direct hit and
The whole direct
here we
thing
are.
happened.
Yeah,
We'll run
yeah,
it for episode 30. Do not worry.
sure. Yeah,
That'll-
for sure.
We'll keep that included.
for sure. But yeah, this
But
is
yeah.
definitely insane. And for people wondering, you're lying about the Miis. They're not actually playable. It seems that obviously we can see in the gameplay demo here that there are actually Miis. So it looks like either the random CPUs
see on the left, yeah.
on the left here if you're watching the segment, of course. I have a feeling that maybe the CPUs are these new models, and maybe the physical players are Miis, or maybe you can pick and maybe you can customize your own. I don't really know, but I think that's probably what I'm going to go with for now. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like we're gonna
nonetheless
get some
excited.
answers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I feel like we'll get answers when Mac does that analysis.
yeah, but it's all good. It's all good. Miis are here, so no reason to fret, of course. And obviously, we have a new little peripheral, I guess you could call here. This little leg strap for soccer and all this stuff. We have golf as a free DLC update to be added in the fall, which is really cool because that basically confirms that they're going to be adding more and more sports down the line. So this game isn't just going to be
So
a
Which is
one-off.
huge.
So that is
Yeah.
incredible. Online playtest. February 18th to the 20th. Apologies, Mac. Not going to be around to play it, unfortunately. But
Yeah.
all good. We'll brag.
dead.
We'll brag to him in the group chat
No, I'm on
and
vacation.
make fun of
Everyone
him.
listening.
All right.
Yep.
Moving on.
Yep.
Oh, PJ, you want to touch on this because you're the
Yes,
biggest
I will.
Metroid fan in the group.
I played Metroid Dread. I heard a lot of good things about it, and it turns out that Marco Maro's leak was true. I'm not sure if many people follow him, but basically what he was saying was that Metroid Dread was going to get some sort of difficulty update, and we did get that, as we have the kind of one-hit mode here. You're one shot and you're gone no matter what. No matter how much energy you have, you're gone. They're calling it Dread mode. They also added Rookie mode, which I'm pretty sure lets you heal a lot faster, or you take less damage, some sort of thing like that. You regenerate faster. So that is really good. It's going to be added into the demos too. Possibly, maybe we'll have a content update in the future. Who knows? They also added in a sort of boss gauntlet. I believe, that's coming in April. So that's really cool as well. I'm actually really glad they added that because it's not like you can go back and re-challenge the bosses. So great addition to Metroid Dread, of course. Love that game. I'm actually a fan now. Hopefully we get more Metroid stuff, later, and Prime Trilogy, hopefully that comes out. So Thomas is smiling, as you probably just heard, and that is because the unthinkable happened, everyone. Earthbound and Metroid Uno are coming to
We got it.
Nintendo Switch Online. Insane. So the creator of the series on Twitter before the direct said, 7 a.m., which is, I would assume, Japanese time, basically saying that's a really good time. Basically, everyone was like, oh my god, mother, and it's on Nintendo Switch Online. So what an occasion. I'm so happy that they finally put these games on here.
Yeah. I love these games. I've only played Earthbound, but like the having them on the Switch is so cool, and it made no sense that they weren't on in the first place. Like
I agree.
their mainstays from the SNES and the NES for Japan, but so glad Earthbound Returns is coming, or Beginnings and Earthbound are coming to Nintendo Switch Online. I think that is so cool.
Yeah. Thomas,
Yeah.
I'll let you talk about
And-
Mother 3.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so this just gives me hope. Like, when it was initially happening, I was like, hey, if they don't somehow announce Mother 3 after this, it's never going to happen. But the more I think about it, the fact that both of these are on Nintendo Switch Online means that if Mother 3 were to happen, they'd probably want that also on Nintendo Switch Online. We can't physically do that right now because there's no Game Boy Advance Nintendo Switch Online thing. But if that ever does happen, this just gives me hope that Mother 3, if it's ever going to happen, it's going to happen now. Because holy crap, the fact that we got Earthbound 1 and 2, it's weird naming conventions, Earthbound Beginning, which is Mother 1, and then Earthbound, which is Mother 2. The fact that we got both those, I'm losing my mind about that. And then that wasn't even, like, I thought, damn, that's awesome. Like, that's the best part of the Direct for me. Not actually, but, like, one of the coolest parts. Then we got the coolest announcement I think I've seen within the Switch era for me, at least personally. We got, obviously, a third-party sizzle reel, but then Mario Kart 8 Deluxe getting, I believe, what's called the Boost expansion or Boost Pass, which
Boost
has
courses. Yeah. This is crazy. 48 tracks.
It is doubling
It's
the
literally
course count in the game. It is absolutely wild. If you think back to the fact that no Mario Kart game before 8 Deluxe ever started with 48 courses, and now we are getting DLC just for 8 Deluxe. They're making up for all that lost time of no DLC by doubling the game that already has the most courses in Mario Kart history. It is absolutely ridiculous. It is absurd. And I have a breakdown later in the podcast all about this, so I won't go into it too much, but holy crap, guys. It is just... like, we're finally getting Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC. Like, holy
Coconut
crap.
Mall. I'm so happy that we're getting Coconut Mall. This is insane in a lot of different areas. We can kind of tackle the Mario Kart 9 and 10 area. Of course, that game was heavily rumored, and we've been making lots of content about that possible game for quite a while. But clearly, they've put quite a stop on that, possibility by giving us this. And it's really... I wish it happened sooner, of course, because we've been asking for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC for so long. Just because it's been on the Switch, been selling so well, you would think that you would think that Nintendo would just add some more courses, for God's sake. But now they finally have.
So good.
So we have 6 different waves coming out March 18th. $25, which I think is a pretty good price, and this is also going to be complete steal, and it's going to be added to the Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack. So obviously, if you have not kept up with the Switch Stop opinion on this, total scam, the expansion pack, in our opinion. And if you're going to buy this, definitely buy it individually, because if you stop paying for the expansion pack, you will lose the courses and the cups and everything with that. So definitely go buy the Booster Course Pass.
Buy it individually. Buy it individually unless you somehow are either like splitting a family membership with friends, or you somehow have infinite money bags and are able to pay for the $50 a year for until the end of time. But if you have the normal one and this is making you think of upgrading, do not do that, as it is $30 for 1 year to upgrade and $25 to buy it permanently. So there's no reason to upgrade solely because of this. Don't do it. It's not good for your wallet. Last announcement we got here, Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Cool. Personally don't care. That was just overall, holistically, out of 10, what do you guys rank this direct?
9.7. Like, this is one of the craziest directs I've ever seen. My only complaint with it
is because Breath of the Wild 2 wasn't in it for Mac. That's why he's upset.
Well, yeah, a little bit, but like the way they started and ended the direct just personally felt very off. Like, it was weird to have Fire Emblem and then Xenoblade 2 kind of niche
starting with a JRPG,
games.
Ending with a JRPG. Hell yeah.
Like it's cool. I'm not trying to make anybody feel bad if they like those games, but personally, I really did not care. I zoned out once Xenoblade 3 came out. But for the people that love those Xenoblade games, I know there's a bunch of them and they're like diehards. So happy for you.
Yep, 100%. We kind of saw this in the cards. 100%. We kind of saw this in the cards because I believe it's Monolith that makes this game. Could be wrong.
Monolith.
We've heard a bunch of leaks of them, behind the scenes making some sort of game, waiting that announcement. I personally thought it was going to be a Xenoblade Chronicles export, but it looks like they're just, saying hell with it, and they are releasing 3. So that's really cool. Maybe we get an export at E3. Who knows? But anyway, insane direct. Kind of completely agree with Mac that if you like these games, good for you. If not, you're with us in the boat that is.
There's got to be something really for you in this direct. Like, there's one thing that made you super excited. Like, and if not, then you're not a Nintendo fan.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Fire Emblem game is a Warriors game, like in that little Warrior series. Yeah, so that's not a full Fire Emblem game, thank God. But anyway. It's still Fire Emblem, and we know how I feel about the series. So anyway, that is the overview. What a direct.
Yeah.
Holy.
What a phenomenal direct. Yeah. Now, anyone listening to the podcast, normally we would fill in between these segments with a little bit of banter. We're just, since this is kind of an exclusive, special episode, mainly focused on the direct, we're not really doing the Q&A. We're going to do that in the normal episode. We're just zooming straight in. Which analysis do we want to do first, guys? Do we want to
Let's do Mario Kart.
Yeah,
let's do Mario Kart.
Yep.
Beautiful. I had something I was going to say, but I kind of forgot what it was. So I will just jump into Mario Kart. All right.
Here, can I just say this really quick? Sorry.
Run it. No, you're good.
Yeah, for the audio viewers, of course, would like to quickly apologize for us possibly talking too fast. This is actually recorded an hour after the direct ended, so emotions are really at an all-time high. So I've personally noticed that I've been talking like a debater or something the entire time. So conscious of that, of course. But yeah,
for the 30 to 45 minutes before we started this podcast, like after the direct, I literally bouncing off the walls trying to get like, okay, when are we going to get ready? PJ's eating dinner and all that stuff. I'm just like, I wanted to get started, and like I'm super excited to talk about Mario Kart and all these other games because
everything about this.
I've never been this excited for Nintendo Direct in like since the Switch came out. Like personally,
100%.
like I'm very excited, and I'm very excited to make content about this because like finally I feel like super engaged with Nintendo. So super excited. Let's talk.
I'm gonna start the analysis in 3, 2, 1. Here we go, guys. All right. It finally happened. It only took Nintendo 5 years, but we finally got Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC in the form of the Booster Course Pass, which is utterly phenomenal. I mean, everything about this is so cool. There's a little bit of stuff, as I'll get to in this analysis, that is a bit not the best, but overall, this thing is awesome, and I'm going to hit you guys with so much information on it. Here's, starting off, every course we know of in the Booster Course Pass. All right, so first up, we have Coconut Mall, obviously originating on the Wii. It's one of the fan favorite courses just in general in Mario Kart, so it's great to see it return in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. All right, next up, we have Choco Mountain. I believe this one, on the N64 first, but this is the Mario Kart Tour remake of it, and I'll get more into that in the future, in a future slide, because they're kind of all Mario Kart Tour remakes, but again, I'll get to that in a second. Speaking of Mario Kart Tour, course number 3 is Tokyo Blur, which is an original Mario Kart Tour course. This blew my mind. I did not think this would happen because Mario Kart has always, besides for Super Circuit, which was developed by Intelligent Systems, has always been developed in-house by Nintendo. Mario Kart Tour has been developed in partnership with DNA Studios, I believe, and I just did not see, them coordinating this much. I'm shocked that we are getting these Mario Kart Tour stages in home console Mario Kart, but I couldn't be more happy because they're really, really cool. Next up, we have Paris Promenade, which is another Mario Kart Tour city course. After that, we have... Sorry, PJ?
Crazy.
The Eiffel Tower is canon in Mario. Course. That's mind-blowing.
It is. All right. Course number 5, we have Shroom Ridge, which is, an awesome one. On course number 6, we have Ninja Hideaway, which is the first ever, I believe, Mario Kart Tour original course that isn't based on something previously there. Like, this course is entirely created by the Mario Kart Tour team. It's not based on a real-life city or anything, and that's super cool in my opinion. Next, we have Toad Circuit from Mario Kart 7. I believe this is literally the first course in the first cup of Mario Kart 7. It's a pretty fun course, very basic, but pretty fun. And then last but not least, we have a remake, the Mario Kart Tour remake of Sky Garden. And then I realized that these are the first 8 courses, obviously, in the booster pack. These are the ones that will come out in March. And unfortunately, if you press next slide, I tried. I enhanced. I zoomed way into this image. All of the other images in the background are just different screenshots of these same courses. So there's no way to figure out exactly what these next courses are going to be. But trust me, I went through literally every possible course and narrowed it down to the ones that I think are possible. So Before we get into that, let's talk about the bad. This is not all sunshine and rainbows. As you can see here, this is a screenshot of Toad Circuit. Now, don't mind the exact resolution because there's, certain compression artifacts, but mainly look at the art style. This is clearly ripped from Mario Kart Tour. The game looks good for a mobile game, but blown up on the TV, it might not be that good. If you look at the grass, it's literally, there's no grass texture. It's literally just green, and then you have occasional, little bushes, as you can see right there. But if you press next slide, PJ, this pales in comparison to Mario Kart 8 actual courses. I'm just going to be honest, it looks
100%
it looks nearly straight up bad in comparison. Now, luckily, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe's courses and Mario Kart 8's courses look phenomenal, almost too good considering the fact that you're flying by, that you don't really get to appreciate these details. I'm not totally worried about this, but at least for these first 8 courses, it does look a little rough when comparing it to the other courses that are literally in the same game. And that is because all these courses are taken from Mario Kart Tour. The models seem to literally be straight ripped from Mario Kart Tour with an occasional new Mario Kart 8 asset thrown in there. However, this is true for all the courses we've seen so far except Coconut Mall, which has yet to appear in Mario Kart Tour. Now, we don't know if that means they're just going to be remaking the other courses in this kind of Mario Kart Tour lower polygon art style, or if Coconut Mall is literally planned for Mario Kart Tour soon and they just haven't announced it, but they could still, rip the model. We don't know that, but unfortunately that does mean there are some compromises made on this fan favorite course. If you click next slide, you'll see that in the escalators, instead of being escalators, now they're just ramps. I think that's a pretty significant downgrade. Like, it kind of ruins a bit of the immersion. 100%. Now, granted, we still get the music, we still get, all the fun stuff that we love to see in Coconut Mall. But hey, if the escalators are not the exact same, if, the cars driving back and forth don't have the Miis in them, I'm going to be honest, I'm going to be a little bit disappointed because that's some of the charm that makes these courses so much fun and makes them, fan favorites. Next up, I want to give a little bit of a shout out to myself and Mac. This is way back in 2020. I made a concept trailer for the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Expansion Pass. And if you press next slide, PJ, I even predicted that they would come out in waves. Now, I was a little bit less ambitious. I said 4 waves, ends up being 6. Mm-hmm. Yeah, wild. And in each wave, as you can see, I put specifically 4 races, so 1 cup, and then a new character and cart and etc. Not exactly the same thing. Instead of new characters and carts, Nintendo's just doing 2 cups, which honestly, in my opinion, is way better. The more cups, the merrier. I don't really care about characters or cart customizations that much. In fact, thank God they're not adding any more cart customizations. I can't do that. Can't run that back again.
Oh yeah.
But it is really cool, and more recently, Mac, you shouted this out, you tweeted about it. Mario Kart Retro Rush was your idea for a new Mario Kart game. You put it in a video that did really well, and that's essentially what this game is.
It's literally just all of the old Mario Kart tracks and from Mario Kart Tour and all the other games and brought to this game, and I think that's super cool.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Now,
Retro
hit next slide again, PJ.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Now, here's the $1 million question. We know 8 of the 48 new courses coming. There's no feasible way to actually know what the other 40 courses are. But I believe I've done the best currently available job with the data we have to figure out what they could possibly be. So if you hit next slide, PJ, this gets a little bit confusing. Bear with me. These are, on all these grids, these are the possible courses that could be, in the pack. And I have X'd out ones that I believe are 100% deconfirmed. So Donut Plains 1, I X'd out because we already have Donut Plains 3 in Mario Kart 8, so I don't see them doing that. Moo Moo Farm is X'd out because it's essentially a remaster of Moo Moo Meadows, which is also X'd out because that is in the game. Same with Dry Dry Desert, Baby Park, Toad Circuit. These are courses that are either already in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe or part of the 8 revealed for the expansion pass. Luckily, some of the best courses in Mario Kart are still valid here. We see Mushroom Gorge. I almost said Mushroom George. Mushroom Gorge. Toad's Factory. I mean, a lot of these courses are utterly phenomenal, and they're still possible, which is super exciting. So on this first slide, that is 20 possible courses to be in Mario Kart in this new pass. On this one, we have some more X'd out, but there's still an additional 15, which puts the total up to 35. Mm-hmm. I guess I missed Cheeseland. Obviously, that's in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, so maybe 34. I could have just missed that, or the X could have been, canceled out. This was done very quickly. But besides 34. That, we have courses like... Yeah, 34. But we have courses like Waluigi Pinball. We have courses like Woohoo Loop. There's around 35 tracks that are still in. And if you hit next slide, that number jumps all the way up to 52. There are 52 possible tracks they could pull from. I mean, you look here, we got Sherbert... Is Sherberland in? I forget. You got Mushroom City, Airship Fortress. These are phenomenal courses that are still able to be pulled from. And then last but not least, we have the final slide here, and you'll see at the bottom, Rainbow Road. Now, 2 of those Rainbow Roads are X'd out because one of them is SNES Rainbow Road and one of them is N64 Rainbow Road, but they can have so many more Rainbow Roads, and as I'll talk about in a second, there's a possibility for them to do a completely Rainbow Road-centric Cup, which would be ridiculous to play 4 Rainbow Roads in a row, something never been done in Mario Kart history before. So we have 71 there, and then plus the additional Mario Kart Tour original tracks, because clearly they're fine doing that. There's around 76 possible tracks. There could be a couple errors here and there, but the case still stands. It's around 76 tracks that are possible. Then that means out of the 40 new tracks that we know of, that we know we are going to get 100% confirmed. Next slide, PJ. That is 40 out of the 76 possible tracks. This is, pretty close, give or take 1 or 2. We will have more tracks, more tracks will be in Mario Kart 8. More tracks will be in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe than tracks that aren't in the game. Let me say that again. There will be more Mario Kart tracks in the game than not in the game. That is utterly ridiculous. There is going to be so much content in this game.
There's going to be 96 tracks by the end of all of the DLC.
Wild.
That is insane. That is... I don't
All
know
right.
what to say.
All right, so here are my closing thoughts, and I'll let you guys jump in and let me know what you think about all this and any stuff you might have noticed that I didn't. Closing thoughts. Click next slide, PJ. You'll see that there are 5 Rainbow Roads possible to be added. Super Circuit, Double Dash, DS, Wii, and 7. And then if you hit next slide again, I believe Super Circuit, if one has to be axed, it would be Super Circuit. The reason I axed one is because then there's 4, and that makes it perfectly for maybe the last cup they release is all Rainbow Roads. That would be so cool. Yeah. Next up, you can see that, as it said in the fine print at the bottom, these 8 courses are to be released at a time over 6 waves by the end of 2023. This really reminds me of their Fighter Pass strategy with Smash Bros. Ultimate. It just gives Nintendo another thing they can announce at any time, kind of slot this in as the big surprise at the beginning or end of the Direct like they did with the DLC fighters. And it works. It works well because... it's Mario Kart. More people own Mario Kart than Smash Bros. And Smash Bros. Announcements were so huge. So this is going to be massive, and it's good for Nintendo because they got more stuff to announce this way.
100%.
Yeah.
So as it just said, it goes throughout the end of 2023. We already know that one will be in March of 2022. So I put a little star there. Then here's what I estimate for the rest of the packs. I believe one will come out in June because I think they'll show it off at E3. Then it'll release either later that month or maybe even a shadow drop right after the presentation.
Yep.
Then I believe the 3rd pass will be in October, just so it's there right before the holiday time rolls around. Then I think the 4th one will be in February. The 5th one will be June again to coincide with E3. And the final one will be in November. Just, again, right before the end of the year, like it said, and right before the holiday, because you're going to want to have all those tracks out for the holiday. Any sort of way you can boost Mario Kart 8 Deluxe's holiday sales somehow even more. 100%. It works. It just works. Yeah. It works way too well. So this is the final slide here. 96 courses. Bro, what? I can't even, there's nothing else to say.
It's impossible.
Yeah, even though some of the courses are obviously, graphically they are not going to be as development intensive. Yeah. They're honestly, some of the Mario Kart Tour tracks, all of them that are from Mario Kart Tour, so all of them except for Coconut Mall as of right now, they're really, it probably is not difficult at all for them to port them over, but just the fact that they're all available in this game.
Yeah, it's huge.
I don't even care. It's massive. So what are your guys' thoughts on all this, taking it into account?
So Mac, I know you have a million things to say, so I will. Yeah. I'm just gonna go first because what I'm gonna say is gonna take a lot less time than obviously what you have to say because you're the big Mario Kart fan. So obviously, completely insane. I didn't realize 96 courses. It's so wild. I mean, obviously we knew the number, but when you actually see it on your screen, it's whoa, 96. But yeah,
wild.
What really popped out to me out of your entire presentation was something that I actually didn't notice, which was the graphics of these courses, specifically Coconut Mall. I'm really disappointed. I know people may just say wow, 96 courses and so insane, but basically when it's pulled from Mario Kart Tour, these other courses, I know Coconut Mall isn't, but when these other courses are basically pulled right from Tour, and it just does not look like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe whatsoever, I'm really concerned. Coconut Mall has always been like my favorite course. So the fact that it could possibly get disrespected this way would be really unlucky, considering that another, kind of media in Nintendo I thought kind of got disrespected, which was the 4th gen remakes, and that was just a slap in the face. So if they do Coconut Mall just like this too, I'm going to be very disappointed, but that's just on a personal side. But obviously, incredible, impossible, one might say. So Mac, go ahead. So
your
excited.
Sinnoh remake comparison is honestly perfect. Like,
Yep.
I am very, very excited for all of these. Don't want to say anything. Like, I'm very excited. I'm definitely going to buy it. I'm like 95% happy and 5% angry right now. The Mario Kart Tour graphics, like, I noticed it as soon as it came up, but I was like, you know what? It's Mario Kart. There's new tracks, going to be 96
so
courses.
Exciting that it was just so
exciting.
Easy to overlook.
But as it's kind of creeping in, you're like, it's going to be weird playing on these courses with Mario Kart these Mario Kart Tour graphics. It's, I don't really know what to feel. It's weird. It's very weird.
It's bizarre, man. My initial thought is, hey, maybe it's just these first couple waves, because let's keep it real here. There are a lot of courses in Mario Kart Tour they can pull from for this, but not 48 more courses. Like, that's for sure.
Yeah.
There's I could say maximum they could pull, probably including all the original Mario Kart Tour and the Mario Kart Tour remade courses. They could probably stretch this out until wave 4, but then you get to a point at waves 5 and 6 where they're going to have to make new courses. So my question here is, this all kind of depends on, will Coconut Mall be announced for Mario Kart Tour soon? Because if Coconut Mall is announced for Mario Kart Tour soon,
it's obvious.
What that means is they pulled this model from Mario Kart Tour, which would actually be a good thing, because that means that they didn't just make it straight up for this game. No, PJ, hear me out. The Coconut Mall, it's a lost cause. It's going to look like that. We've already seen it. So we want that to mean that they've pulled it from Mario Kart Tour, so that when they eventually do have to remake new courses, they don't have anything to pull from Mario Kart Tour, because they've already used everything, and they could actually make something new, instead of just Coconut Mall proving that, hey, they've already tried to make a new course and they went with a Mario Kart Tour aesthetic. Now, granted, I want to make this very clear. I'm sure you guys feel the same way. PJ obviously pissed about Coconut Mall. As we are racing on these courses, the graphics, last thing on the mind. I think the thing that is more important is the changes to, like, parts on the race course, like the escalators. That is what bumps me out the most about them using these Mario Kart Tour graphics. Like you look at the grass off at the side, if it doesn't have a grass texture, if there's not like realistic looking bushes, who cares? Like, it sucks, but it's not deal breaking at all. What would actually significantly bum me out is certain courses having their main gimmicks altered because it didn't fit in Mario Kart Tour, and them not putting in the development effort to switch it when they port it over to Switch.
Yeah.
That was my concern. Just one question before I kind of like launch on that. Is it just me, or did Coconut Mall and kind of the other courses shown off seem a little narrow? And the reason I'm asking that is because I never have really followed Mario Kart this closely until this has really hit.
I don't know,
because that's what it looked like to me.
I don't know. It's tough to say just from the shot, because we didn't have any actual gameplay. It's all Mario Kart TV footage where the camera's rotating around.
Yep.
I don't necessarily know if Mario Kart Tour's tracks were more narrow, but that wouldn't surprise me, considering that game was originally developed only with portrait mode. So it would not surprise me if they were a little bit more narrow.
You have to turn your TV to play these new courses.
Don't do this to me. I think it looks fine. Courses like Toad's Circuit, Choco Mountain.
Yeah, I think that
I'm sure those are going to be fine. Yeah, I'm sure those are going to be fine. The only ones that do concern me are the Mario Kart Tour specific tracks. But overall, I think I'm with you, Mac. I'm 95% excited, 5% a little bit concerned about the graphics, but that is if you're like 48 new courses, I think the fact, like, that hasn't actually set in. We are getting literally double the courses. Like, if you tell me
Quality
3 hours ago,
though.
I guess, but like, if you tell me 3 hours ago we are getting double the courses
Mm-hmm.
just look slightly worse, I don't think I'm mad.
I agree.
But would you rather? Okay, I guess this is my next question that I kind of want both of you to answer. Would you rather what we currently have and say these courses are still in this kind of art style? Let's say at 6 waves straight, it's kind of like this. Let's just say that maybe these courses are remade in a retro style. So let's just say like if there's any like SNES courses, they are developed retro. Would you rather it be like that, or would you rather have 3 waves and these, like remastered courses actually look like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, like graphic?
That is a really tough question.
It's a great question.
I go with 3 waves, like without a doubt. That doesn't even take me any time to think about.
In my opinion, I gotta see how it looks in gameplay on the TV before I make a decision.
Yeah.
Also, you gotta think like most Mario Kart courses, in my personal experience, are played in split-screen multiplayer. So even, if you're on a massive TV, it's only a fourth of the TV. Like, you're moving so fast. I don't know how much most of these compromises will actually be noticeable. It's all going to come down to how it looks while it's actually playing. So for that, I can't really make a decision right now.
Mac?
That is so tough. I think I like this. I think I like 48 courses.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking too.
It's kind of a toss-up, but, you're weighing it out. Better looking courses, but half as much. Or double the courses, but they look just slightly worse. Like, these don't look terrible. They're just mobile graphics. Like, I'm going to be a little upset playing them with mobile graphics because it's like, it's not Mario Kart 8 Deluxe graphics, and it looks kind of weird, them side by side. But in the long run, we're playing double the amount of courses that are already in that game, and that game already had 48 courses, which is insane on top of that. So I think I'm going to go with what we have right now. But yeah, that's a good question. It is a good question. If you're watching this or listening, I want to hear what you guys have to say.
100%.
Oh, PJ's
leave a comment, tweet us at Nintendo Tonight for sure. Let us know what you guys think. The only issue that I have, another question again, since I haven't been following Mario Kart very closely, was there DLC for 8 Deluxe that included all of the non-Mario characters, or was that just in the base game? So that was just base game.
The only update that Mario Kart 8 Deluxe got. No. So the only update Mario Kart 8 Deluxe got was the Master Cycle Zero to coincide with Breath of the Wild 2's DLC, and they gave Link, who was previously in his like Skyward Sword green tunic style, they ripped the model from Breath of the Wild and used that as a costume change.
Right.
Those are the only content updates that Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has gotten. Oh, and Labo support, but that doesn't count.
Yeah. And what year was that?
Because it's Labo. That was in 2018, I believe. So this is the first actual content update Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has gotten. Now 8 obviously got two waves of DLC, quite like this, 2 waves of 8 courses. So just imagine, cut off the last 4 waves. However, they were definitely higher quality. In my opinion, they were even 100%. Higher quality graphics than the original courses. So I guess in this sense, they really went with quality over quantity over quality.
Yep.
Yeah, but I'm just going to be honest. We have been racing on the same 48 courses, for me at least, since 2014 when the DLC came out.
Yep.
I love these courses. I am so tired. Anything that's new on Mario Kart 8,
especially
I'm happy with. Yeah, I'm so fine with this. The more I think about it, I think the graphics, they suck when we're looking at screenshots and looking at trailers, but while we're actually playing, I don't think it'll be a huge deal. Of course, it'll be noticeable, but it won't be detrimental to a. It'll be detrimental, but not to an extreme level. And just to wrap it all off, I think we can all agree. Holy crap! What an announcement! So exciting! March cannot get here soon enough.
100%. I think kind of my last thing with that would say, obviously, since, you said the last kind of update was 2018, I'm just kind of frustrated here in the fact that, like, this is the Switch's highest selling game, correct? Like, I just want to confirm this.
Yeah,
the highest selling game.
By far.
Yeah. So the fact that it's not only the highest selling game and they're like, oh, wow, it's doing really well. Maybe we should do DLC now. The fact that it's been, 4 years now, And then we basically like, and I will take Coconut Mall for example, because, Mario Kart Tour was not, as set in stone as it is now. But we waited 4 years and we're just getting like these smooth texture kind of not Mario Kart 8 Deluxe looking tracks. I mean, it feels like it's been way too long just to get slapped in the face. I mean, it's just disappointing from that aspect. Again, I'm with you guys totally. Like 96 total courses. It's impossible. It's like so incredibly like insane. Like I'm with you 100%. But I mean, at that same time, it's just a little disappointing. So you guys were saying 95% happy, 5% sad, or mad, I should say. I'm going to go 60-40. I'm going to go 60% happy, 40% mad, just because it feels like a slap in the face. It does, to me at least.
I get that. I mean, I understand it. I guess we just play the game for different things. Like, I really don't care about graphics that much. Like, there's a reason I still...
Me neither.
No, I know.
Like... I don't know. It just looks
I get it.
off.
It's definitely
it
weird.
Off.
It's like a weird thing to happen. Like you wouldn't expect coming into this. I didn't expect Mario Kart Tour tracks in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. But
exactly. Because
I'm not mad about
that's
it.
Incredible. That's incredible because that basically like canonizes that, which totally unrelated, but that basically canonizes Mario Kart Tour as Mario Kart 9. So I guess the next Mario Kart really? Why not?
The next one will be 10. That's how they counted it.
That has to be.
I didn't include the screenshot, but in the trailer they show a picture of all the games, and Tour is there.
Yep.
So next Mario Kart will be Mario Kart 10.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm with you. That. Yep. So
so do you think they'll bring Tour to the Switch at some point, or this is what they're doing right now? That's what they're doing right now. Because eventually Tour is going to be taken off the App Store just with time, because all apps eventually become obsolete. Yeah. I don't know. It's interesting.
All right.
We got to move on from Mario Kart.
Yeah, we got to move on.
Yeah.
So I think the way we did that one, in my opinion, was pretty good. PJ, you just go through this entire analysis, and then at the end we'll kind of have a discussion. And yeah, I mean, dude, I have not seen that art yet. Oh my god,
that is
that is the coolest thing I've ever seen. All right, I'll shut up. You hit us with your fantastic analysis, and we'll regroup at the end and kind of discuss.
Alrighty. So guys, we got a Mario Strikers game. It has been so long. I've been waiting for so many years. It's been so long that I've grown my hair and grown a beard. That's how long that has been waiting for a Strikers game. It's way too long. But luckily in today's Direct, we got Mario Strikers Battle League, and today we're just going to break that down and kind of go into absolutely everything that we saw. So this is everything I've wished for, honestly. I mean, my main problem with Strikers Charge was obviously it felt a little weird on the Wiimotes, but that's a whole other discussion. The gameplay, from the trailer, what I've seen, it seemed to have kind of reverted back to the Strikers 1 sort of gameplay. A lot of the Strikers Charge gameplay mechanics kind of have been removed, such as the power level of the ball increasing, which is indicated by the glow color, and just based on how many times you're shooting the ball. But what's really exciting about this game is that, obviously, as I said, the last Strikers game was on the Wii. So Nintendo Online has come a long way, and online gaming just in general has come a long way. So let's get into the new gimmicks for this game. So we got gear. This is kind of interesting. So first of all, just as an aside, art style, I love the nod. We got on the right side here, we've got, Strikers Battle League, and on the left here we have Strikers Charge. Just a really nice nod to the kind of gritty art style. Gotta love that. So getting to the gear, of course. So obviously we can customize our different captains, which are, the main characters being Mario, Luigi, Wario, etc., etc. And we can have different types of kind of gear. You can have a lot of different types of helmets that give you a lot of different attributes, strength, speed, shooting, passing, technique. That's what we got. And kind of funny, when we were reacting to the Direct, Thomas saw the coins and he was like, this isn't free to play with microtransactions, right? This is not. But I would assume that this is the coins are obviously gained from completing different, matches, as it's called. And obviously you can buy new stuff in this shop and all that, and you can kind of upgrade your captain and all that good stuff. So, we see all of the different types of gear here. Obviously, different types of gear, put your attributes up for a lot of different things. You see like the third helmet, obviously putting up your passing by a lot, the strength, the shooting on the last side with the buffed up boots you can see right there. So I think that's a really cool kind of mechanic. It's interesting. It's not really something I would have expected from a Strikers game, but hey, I'm open to it. It's been a long time, so even if it was something I didn't like, I would probably lie. So there you go. This is repeated. Oops. So Hyper Strike, the second kind of strategy tip that they gave in the trailer. So this is basically a glorified version of the Super Strike and, Ultra Strike from Strikers Charged. But how this kind of works is kind of like a Smash Ball. An orb drops onto the field, and you get the ability for a Hyper Strike. So that's pretty cool. Kind of tying that to a Smash Ball in your final Smash. And then when you get that, you can kind of charge up similarly to the old games here. And as you can see, Luigi, hits his entire tornado, very chaotic, and that scores you 2 goals, as stated in the trailer. Pretty interesting. Love the animation there. Has some character. Gotta love it. So, as I was talking about in the beginning, we get multiplayer, modern Mario Strikers, baby. So, up to 8 players in local matches now. Obviously, we can see right here, Peach, Toad, Luigi, Mario versus Bowser, Yoshi, Wario, and Waluigi. Gotta love it. You can see all of the attributes on the screen instead of, having to click up a menu. So that is very convenient. But this is really fun. Of course, we love to see it. And then we have online clubs, the Clash of Clans aspect, as you could say. So obviously, as we are going to be creating the Switch Top clan and just completely destroy everyone on online, you can have up to 20 people per club. You can actually compete against other clubs online. So that is really amazing. I love that feature. And wow, this game, incredible. Comes out June 10. Very soon. I thought it may have been at the end of the year, but I'm so happy that we're getting it this soon. So what do you guys think of Mario Strikers Battle League?
I've just got to say, as you're scrolling through all these pictures, I'm just in awe of how this game looks. It just looks so beautiful. Like the art style, the more comically drawn ones, it looks so good.
We are going to run the online for this game. It is 100%. No question. Our video productivity will plummet, but our Mario Strikers Battle League ELO, or whatever the ranking is for the clubs, will skyrocket. We are going to run the online for this game because it looks so fun. The fact that you can customize your characters, you can go with that little bit of strategy before the game, but it doesn't look like the customizations will, ruin the game. Like, it doesn't look like, hey, if we just, totally load up on our speed, we can run circles around the opponents and it'll be a no contest. Like, it looks
it doesn't
really
seem
balanced from the limited gameplay we saw. Yeah, 100%. Like, man, it just looks so good. Now, PJ, I want to hear, what do you want to see in this game? Obviously, they didn't touch on anything like single-player campaign related, which recently we have gotten with Super Rush and Aces. So, like, do you want to see something like that? Like, what else are you looking for in this game? Because we've seen a lot about the main mode, but we haven't really seen anything building onto that.
100%. Yeah, I mean, kind of what Sluggers did, I think if they kind of followed that sort of campaign style, that'd be really cool if you had a little story element into it and, say you had to face another character in order to unlock them, stuff like that. That would be really sick. Obviously, a single-player campaign is kind of inevitable because I would assume that you can get the coins from multiplayer, but obviously it's going to be mainly gained from single-player. So I'm really excited on that. I'm also excited to see a lot of the modern kind of generation Mario characters, come to the field, of course. We saw Rosalina in the trailer. Maybe could be interesting. Maybe we get something like Pauline or, something crazy like that.
That would be hype.
Yep. Definitely that. Or hey, Funky Kong, just to throw it back to Mario Kart Wii, why not? I mean, hey, infinite possibilities. Very exciting.
It would be so sick. It would be so cool. Like, man, everything about this game just looks so sick. And the fact that, I don't know if you guys caught this, but what it seems to be is each captain, as you said, PJ, like the main character that you play as, has a different arena. As you can kind of see in the background, that seems to be the Bowser arena, and then your half of the field will be that arena. So, like, in the opening shot, which I'm sure you segment watchers are seeing right now, it seems like Mario's side is on the left side and Bowser's side is on the right side. It's so cool. Like, it's another touch that just, like, this game looks so sick. I don't know what to say. It just looks so cool.
Yeah, I didn't notice that. That is really cool. So there's going to be like so many different combinations of tracks. I mean, not tracks. We talk about Mario Kart so much.
Yeah, you can
different
kinda
types
see-
of arenas. That's actually super cool. Was that in the original Super Strikers?
I do not think so. So that's actually really interesting. I didn't catch that. So there you go, Thomas. So obviously, I think how it's going to work is based on the two captains. It's going to be splitting the field between obviously Bowser's side and Mario's side. So that's actually a really great touch. Yeah.
There's got to be different like features that or whatever happened. I don't know. There's got to be different
changes in the
Like
arena
status
based
changes.
yeah,
Yeah.
status. I
changes,
couldn't find the word, but it. I don't know. That's super cool.
You know, we see some pipes on the side of Mario's stage, so possibly could those be integrated? Maybe you could go inside a pipe and pop out some other side onto the other side of the field.
Or maybe they shoot out more items.
Exactly.
Like, there's so many
maybe shoot out
possibilities,
more
bro.
items, or maybe you could teleport, to the back, where the players are protecting the goalie. Obviously, you see Rosalina back there. Say, you could teleport back there. Why not, right?
Oh, pause it right there, if you will. Go back a little bit. So that's obviously the Bowser side. Then pause it right there. That's a new one. So who do you think that is? Is that you can kind of see the design in the pitch itself? Do you think
that
that's maybe
Rosalina?
Rosalina's side?
Yeah, I think
you
so.
can't really tell because there's a bunch of character shadows and it's kind of compressed because of the trailer, but it's really cool. Like that's the purplish side. Oh, maybe that's King Boo's side. It looks like a mansion, or
think-
that could be Luigi because it's
There's
Luigi's
the
mansion.
moon. Yeah, there's the moon up
it's
there. Yeah.
Luigi.
Yeah, this is so cool. Like Mario's facial expression there is so funny. Like
It already has more features and changes than Mario Tennis Ultra Smash had.
This
It's
blows
yeah.
all
like-
past sports games out of the water on the Switch. I mean, I've talked about this a million times, how the sports catalog has been so embarrassing compared to the Wii, because you had Super Sluggers and you had Striker's Charge, which I thought were both really good games. And now you have this. It just blows all of them out of the water by a long shot.
another real-time analysis thing here. You can see on Mario's jersey, you can see he has the Yoshi egg on it, so he's clearly playing for Yoshi as his team captain right now.
Yep.
So maybe that back spot is Yoshi, or maybe that's just in all of them. We don't know. I mean, there's just so much potential for this game. Like, that's obviously Donkey Kong because that one has the barrel. There's so much going on. Like, man, it's so cool. And yeah, this 100% confirms that each side kind of has its different, like, not necessarily gimmick. We don't know if there's a gameplay gimmick for each one, but it has its different art style. That's definitely Donkey Kong's in the back with the tiki tip, tiki huts. I don't know what you call them. Everything, like this game, I saw it in the direct and I was like, oh, that's awesome. Like, we're finally getting a good Mario sports game. Every time I rewatch it, exponentially, my excitement goes up. It like
completely agree.
Holy
100%.
crap. It just looks so cool, man. It just looks so good.
There are a lot of different changes here that I can even note right now. Like, for example, the keeper or the goalie, based on, whatever country you live in, obviously, it is actually replaced. I forget the name of the character, so Thomas, you would probably know, but it's some sort of green lizard that used to be the goalie for Mario Strikers games. So that has changed to, obviously, the little Mario mini-boss there. And as we can see here as well, as Thomas was talking about earlier, how Mario was playing on Team Yoshi, what it used to be, at least in Strikers 1 and kind of beyond, was that you would choose a captain and then you would choose a set of different, like cloned characters to be the rest of your team. So for example, like Koopa Troopas or, characters like that. So that's really interesting as well. I love that too, because the other characters are kind of being thrown to the side. But obviously now you can have kind of the entire Mario family of characters instead of being limited just to choosing your captain, of course. So I would assume you would choose your captain and then you would choose the rest of your team. Obviously when you're playing alone, but when you're playing an online multiplayer, of course, your entire team is going to be, I guess, going to be chosen. Your captain will be chosen, and then all the other people you're playing with will be like the people around you. So that will be so amazing. Imagine, boys. Imagine if all three of us are just chilling online, Mario Strikers. I mean,
we're running this game.
It's impossibly great. It's impossibly great. It's just so well done. I can't
Getting
wait.
8 people together to play Mario Strikers together online. That just sounds so fun.
Yeah. It's great.
The one final thing I want to really want to mention here is, as much as I did not like the other Mario sports games, they did do one thing I enjoyed, and that was constant updates with DLC. Mario Tennis Aces in particular got monthly new characters. I got new additions to the I think there were actually some new additions to the story mode. There were new courts, all of that. Like, this game looks good now. if it gets monthly updates with new tournaments, like new cosmetic things, because as you see, the costumes have different like abilities and whatnot, new characters. I don't even want to like this is. I've said it. I sound like a broken record. This game looks utterly phenomenal. It went from, oh, that's pretty cool, to one of, if not my most anticipated new game coming out this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. So any closing thoughts here, Mac, before we kind of move on to the next announcement here?
I just, it looks visually, gameplay wise, like everything. I have not been this excited for a Mario Sports game in years. Like way before the Switch, maybe even before the Wii U and 3DS. Like this is a big announcement.
Yeah, I love it.
It should not be overlooked. Speaking of another big announcement, Nintendo Switch Sports just got announced, and I am in complete shock. Did not see this coming at all. Did you guys see this coming?
Oh God, no.
No, not even close. I saw people posting about like, oh, please let us get Nintendo Switch Sports on Twitter, and I just thought they were like nostalgia blinded, like people who want something so bad that they just assume it's going to happen. There was no universe that this was going to get ported over, and not only did sports get not ported over, but it's an entirely new game with new sports we haven't seen before, either in Wii Sports or Wii Sports Resort.
Yep.
Yeah.
What?
This is a crazy announcement. So let's get started and talk about the returning sports that will be coming to Nintendo Switch Sports. Obviously, bowling, the flagship game of Wii Sports, or the sports genre, the sports franchises we should call it now. I think it's the only game to actually come back to each game. This is the only returning one from that game that was in Wii Sports and Resort.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a big deal. Bowling, it had to be here. Like, if it wasn't here, people would be rioting if bowling wasn't here.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
So, the next sport was tennis, which, coming back from Wii Sports, it wasn't in Wii Sports Resort, and it was in Wii Sports Club, but nobody cares about Wii Sports Club. So, Wii Sports, no, we're being real, right? Nobody actually played it. Yeah.
No one played it.
Yeah. So, tennis, pretty cool. It's kind of like a bland-ish sport, in my opinion. Like, it was kind of one of my least played when I played Wii Sports. How about you guys? What do you feel about that?
Honestly, I remember playing tennis a lot, actually. Like, it was bowling and tennis. Yeah. For me, it was original Wii Sports.
It was without a doubt my least played sport. I mean, you got baseball, you got bowling, you got golf, you got boxing. Like, tennis just kind of falls to the wayside. I feel like it was probably the worst one, in my opinion, of showing off the motion controls, because you could literally just waggle. However, what is pretty cool, though, I don't know if any of you guys in the call right now, like Mac or PJ, or any of the people listening to this, listen to Tame Impala at all. The tennis winning results theme on Wii Sports sounds exactly like the backing track to "Is It True" off Tame Impala's newest album, The Slow Rush.
That is so random.
I listened to it once. I was like, oh my God, I need to make this remix. It's on my eternal to-do list, meaning it'll never happen. But like, if you're musically inclined or you like Tame Impala, listen to both those songs.
I'll have to listen to
in my opinion, they sound so similar. All right, tangent over. Matt, continue with the analysis.
Yeah, but speaking about Wii Sports music or Switch Sports, I'm going to have that tangled up in my brain for years.
Oh, yeah.
You even called it before the recording.
I've been calling it Wii Sports since it got announced, but
and everyone else on planet Earth, like, this is.
I'll just call it Wii Sports Switch.
Game.
I don't even know what to say. I'm super excited for new music. Like, the Wii Sports music is iconic. Like, if you go, there's so many different remixes of it online. I'm super excited to see what new different music they add to the games. But moving on from Wii Sports music, Chambara, or Swordplay from Wii Sports Resort, is that the Japanese name for it? I'm not trying to be like insensitive.
I don't know. Possibly. I have no idea.
Sure.
I just could not tell you. They talked about it in the Direct, but we were freaking out over the fact that Nintendo Switch Sports just got announced. So I don't know.
So Chambara is basically the swordplay game in the big tower, the platform where you whack each other and try and knock them off the platform. That was probably one of my most played in Wii Sports Resort. So 100%. Definitely love to see that one come back. The next one up is actually a new sport. So those are the only 3 returning sports coming back to Switch, Nintendo Switch Sports. So a new game, volleyball. I don't know how to feel about this one. I'm excited for it, but it's also like, I don't know. What do you feel?
I love volleyball. Just personally,
Oh, you played volleyball.
I played in high school. So I'm not very good, but I enjoy the sport. It's really fun. I played it definitely casually, but it was really fun. And I don't know, it's fun. Nothing feels better than getting a nasty blocker at 6 spike. So I'm excited to see how they translate it over.
Yeah, of the 3 returning sports, actually, no, I'd say one of them I'm least excited for. But I mean, the new sports, but volleyball, super cool. I'm actually pretty excited for it. The next one up is something that I'm not sure how to feel about: badminton.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
It's kind of weird. Like, it's not a super huge sport, and we already have tennis in Switch Sports. I don't know. It could be more fun than tennis, but it's kind of weird addition when we already have tennis in Switch Sports.
Agreed.
Yeah. It's kind of it's weird because badminton is like tennis, except for the fact that you can also kind of, from what I think, you can spike it like this, whereas I guess you can in professional tennis, but in Wii Sports Tennis, I don't even think that's possible. So it's weird that they added tennis, but with spiking, when tennis and volleyball are already in the game. I'm curious what type of unique twist there is here, or I don't know.
Yeah, so that's kind of something I wanted to bring up. We have tennis, volleyball, and badminton, which are very similar sports when you think about it. They're all games where you try and hit it to the other side of a net.
Yeah.
They're all three of the 6 games at the launch of Switch Sports are all games that are you hit over a net and try and land on the other side and hit the ground, which I think is kind of odd. I'm glad we're getting new games, but to have half the game roster be these net games, I'm not sure how I feel about that. But moving on, one that I'm actually super excited for is soccer. I'm not really sure how the gameplay is going to be because there's going to be the leg accessory coming soon, but that update doesn't happen until late July or late summer. I don't know if you guys caught that. I'll talk about that later in this. But starting off, you're just going to be playing with the Joy-Cons, which I don't know. I feel like that's weird. Like, you're running and then to dive, it's not going to feel super natural when most Wii Sports games, they're very natural. Like baseball, you're swinging the Wiimote, or in this tennis, you're whacking the ball. This, it's not going to feel super natural, which I think could be a problem with soccer.
100%.
Yeah. So Spacco Square is the new place that Nintendo Switch Sports is going to be taking place. And I know you're talking about Woohoo Island. I would have liked to see Woohoo Island come back, but I'm okay with the change. I think, it's a sports complex. I think it's all right. We'll see how it comes on when it comes out, but I think it's okay. I'm not super upset about it. Yeah. So speaking of that, Mii's, are they or are they not coming back? That was the question when we were watching it. When we were watching the trailer for the first time, I was freaking out. Oh my God, Switch Sports just came out. And then I saw these avatars. I'm like, oh no, they screwed it up. And I was like, but if you go to the next slide, you'll actually see that Mii's are in the game. They're just, you can choose which avatar it is. They haven't given any clarification as to if just the player characters are the Mii's, if the CPUs are just those new avatars. They haven't given any information on that. I'm pretty sure you can play as the new avatars, because why would they advertise them if you can't? But yeah, I think adding new avatars alongside the Mii's is kind of a weird play here.
Yeah, maybe it's kind of to identify like what are players and what are CPUs, but still, I think I would have liked a kind of game-wide Mii playability for sure.
So, as you can see, just wanted to bring this up. You can play online, which I think is a big aspect to this. Like, if it wasn't there, people would be outraging, and Nintendo usually isn't the one to be proactive and have online at the start. We can see by Super Mario Party.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring that up. I think that's super cool. So next up is the challenges, which this one was the only one they showed off, but they spoke about one later in the trailer. This one's survival bowling, which you're surviving to the end, and I think that's just they didn't really give an explanation of how it actually works, but I think just adding new challenges, new different things to play besides the base games, the base sports, I think is huge to this being a success. Then next, the leg strap accessory. That'll only be coming out on the physical version of Switch Sports, while there is going to be a digital version. That one won't have the leg strap because, you know, it's a digital version. To use the leg strap, that update will be coming later in the summer of 2022, so you actually won't be able to use it at the beginning of the launch, which is very, very weird. Because it's coming out in April, and for 3 months, you're not going to be able to use the leg strap that comes with it, which is very weird. It is used in a shootout mode, but you can't play the base soccer with it, which is just so weird. If you're gonna have a accessory come with your game and you can't use it in the thing that it's meant for, I don't know. I think that's kind of weird.
I would like to quickly interject here, Mac.
Yeah.
I just want to make this clear. As Max said, the digital version obviously does not come with the leg strap, which, by the way, is the same one from Ring Fit Adventure. So if you have that, you have the strap, no need to buy physical. Because of that, the digital version is actually $40, $40 US.
Oh, that's actually huge.
Which is really good. I just saw that on Twitter, so I wanted to quickly bring it in here. The physical version price has not been announced, but it said it will be higher, so I would assume it's $60 full price. But if you don't care about the leg strap, or you already have it from Ring Fit Adventure, which over 10 million people own, get the game digitally, save yourself $20, and it's just wanted to put that out there because it is pretty important. I mean, you're saving a fair amount of money. I
actually didn't look that up. Thank you for bringing that up. I think that is actually a steal. I was expecting them to put it up for $60, and I would have expected this game to be $50, just because I feel like it's not as big of a game as people think, and I think 50 would have been fine, but 40, I think that's actually a steal for Switch Sports, in my opinion.
100%.
So, moving on from that, Golf will actually be coming as DLC in a future update this fall, and I think this is huge. They're adding DLC sports to Switch Sports throughout the lifespan. Like, hopefully it isn't just golf, because, like, that'd be cool, but I'm hoping it's kind of like what they did for Mario Tennis Aces, where they trickle down different features throughout its lifespan and keep this game alive, because I think that's huge for this becoming a big game for Nintendo.
Yeah, I think we could probably see like basketball and American football, maybe later on in another update. That would be super sick. Would love to see that.
Something that is interesting is on the like main, I guess, menu area, which is an overview of the town. Each sport is on a different section of the town. So like the soccer option is right above the soccer pitch. Tennis is right above the tennis courts. There is a spot at the bottom where there are a bunch of docks, including boats. Not trying to be a conspiracy theorist or anything, but there was wave racing and stuff like that in Wii Sports Resort. If they were to add that in, they already have the menu spot built in right there.
That's
just
pretty
interesting.
Cool. Yeah, I was looking at the map and I was looking for different sports on there, but I didn't catch that. So that would be super cool. Moving on. After that, we have an online play test. February 18th through the 20th, where you can actually go and play bowling, chambara, and tennis. I'm not going to be in town, unfortunately, but hopefully all you guys have fun.
Specify you. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm not going to be in town. I hope everybody enjoys this. I think it'll be super fun for everybody to play these games, help Nintendo play test their online, I guess. I don't know why
Yeah.
they can't just, I don't know. But, we get to play the game early, so good for them. Or good for everybody.
We get
Yeah.
to play the game early. Yeah.
So, April 29th, 2022, pretty soon, 3 months from now. That's pretty soon. What do you guys think about everything Nintendo Switch Sports?
Yeah, Thomas, go ahead.
I'd say this is the game that I am the most cautiously optimistic about. Out of all the like big ones shown off, I think Mario Strikers Battle League looks so cool. Kirby, amazing. Mario Kart 8, we pretty much know what we're getting with that DLC. Sports, this could go one of two ways. It could end up being really, really cool and a great kind of innovation on top of the sports brand, or it could just kind of feel like a rehash that is not worth the money. I am hoping, obviously, it's the former. Don't know for sure yet. Definitely gonna wait probably for reviews on this one, which is a little bit weird to say because it's literally a sequel to one of my favorite games of all time. But overall, I am really excited. I just want to make sure that there's enough content here to justify, even though it's a $40 purchase.
I completely agree with that. My only problem with it so far is there is 6 games, which kind of, after Wii Sports Resort, feels low. And for half of them to all be net games, I don't know. Like, I'm hoping that in the future there will be more DLC games, kind of like golf. And
sure.
I don't know if they'll bring back old ones from Resort and the original, or if it'll be brand new games. But yeah, I'd say I'm definitely cautiously optimistic for this. But I'll probably buy it anyways.
100%. Yeah. I mean, as we were talking about earlier, I feel like they could probably bring in basketball, American football, like the water sports that you guys talked about too, water related sports, I should say, that you guys were talking about. Definitely, I don't think this game is really going to be kind of tossed aside or something like that, or we're just going to get screwed on a bunch of different gameplay or a bunch of sports just like not being included that we kind of thought. So I think we should be good in that aspect. So I'm definitely just going to like buy this. I don't think I'm going to really wait for reviews. The whole Mii's thing, I'm not really as fussed as other people might be about it because you can play as a Mii. Although I will say about these new character models, it's kind of funny because I don't know if you guys have ever seen like the early Kinect games for like the Xbox 360 or anything, but they look like so similar to those avatars. It's kind of funny. I just noticed that when I was like watching it back, but yeah, I'm super excited for this too. I totally share your excitement, Mac. And hey, we have been blessed so far this year, so can't wait for more.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I mean, the saving grace, not saving grace, but like the thing that is, really solid about this game is it's coming out soon. So it's very much a, what you see is what you get, but we're getting it very, very soon. So, more information will surely come within the coming weeks, which is just so cool. I'm really hoping this game is solid. I have a good feeling it will be. Just a little bit nervous about it, but overall, great analysis, Mac, and hopefully this game is phenomenal.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Wow.
With that out of the way, we just blazed through 3 analyses, I guess. A review of the entire Direct. We all think it's really, really good. I'm sure we're all exhausted. This is a phenomenal showing for Nintendo, and the fact that most of the things shown off were literally so early in the year as well. Like, I think the latest thing we saw was Splatoon, which is summer. Is that true? I mean, I guess Fire Emblem was September.
I saw some game. Yeah, that's what it was. Fire Emblem in September, and then there was like another game coming in September 2022 as well.
But like,
Xenoblade.
There it is.
Yep.
But in terms of all the non-JRPG stuff, which I mean, if you know us here at Nintendo Tonight, those are the real games, baby. This stuff is coming soon. Like, it's so exciting. Within the next couple of months, we are going to get a brand new Mario Strikers game. 8 new courses for at least 8, maybe 16 new courses for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Kirby and the Forgotten Land, which looks like one of the best 3D platformers on the Switch. A new Wii Sports style game. Guys,
And let's
Guys.
just
Yeah.
remember that there's been leaks for like a Legends Arceus DLC. There's also, we have Breath of the Wild 2, which we haven't even seen yet, which is obviously going to be a big part of Nintendo's plans going into this year. And I'm sure we will hear about that after this kind of wave of releases is done. We're getting a treat for sure. And then we have the Mario movie coming out this year. You know, let's see what Mario does. Do we get Odyssey 2 announced later in the year?
You're gonna make me have a heart attack, dude. Like, oh
Okay.
my god,
Guys,
We got a lot.
it's utterly phenomenal what Nintendo's 2022 is looking like right now. I cannot wait. I know you guys can't either.
Yeah.
Keep it locked. Obviously, if you're listening to this, you're already a Nintendo Tonight fan, probably a
Yep.
Nintendo Tonight subscriber. I would encourage you, though, if you are an audio exclusive listener, turn on notifications for Nintendo Tonight. We've gotten news recently that people have not been getting notifications. Also, we have been toying around with the idea of uploading just discussion videos that are not podcast related to the Nintendo Tonight YouTube channel. On top of that, we're going to start uploading the video version of the podcast soon. So lots of stuff going up on the Nintendo Tonight YouTube channel. Switch Stop obviously going to be probably daily uploading for the next week. Like, we have so much to talk about. It's going to be absurd. And a little bit of a secret sneak peek, although hopefully this channel is launching within the next couple of days. We have a shorts channel. It's literally called Switch Stop Shorts. It's linked somewhere, maybe on the channels section of Switch Stop. I'll
we'll figure it out.
fix all the links and whatnot soon. So that's where you can follow us. Keep it locked here because there's a lot of 100%. Nintendo stuff coming out, which means we have a lot of stuff we will cover. 100%. With that out of the way, I'm done. We need to go edit. We need to go do so much things. We need to go freak out even more.
100%.
And end this off, PJ.
Yeah, for sure. So thank you guys for watching, listening, whatever you're doing. Be sure to leave a rating on the listening service because if you guys give us ratings, that gets us noticed more, and that is...
And in the next episode, we'll actually read a 5-star review. So if you want to get a shout-out, go do that right now.
So true.
True.
Yep. So thank you guys for listening once again, and we have hours of editing to do, so see you guys next episode. Bye.